And you've just been watching that footage of Black Swan over and over again.
I love it. I love it. Someone had to recut that trailer.
Might as well be us.
Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. This is a sequel to the 2007 third-person shooter Kane and Lynch Dead Men. I was super excited for this. Honestly, everything that I saw had me salivating, the visual style, the whatever, which we'll get to. I tried it, and I did not like it. So, am I crazy?
You tried the single player.
I did.
Yeah, not the best single player ever. There are some nice things about it. The characters are kind of gritty, they're interesting. It's set in Shanghai. It actually has some really interesting looks and locations and that kind of thing. You're running through marketplaces and that
I thought
kind of thing.
visually the set pieces were very appealing. Like you said, we're in Shanghai. From a gameplay standpoint, they weren't all that entertaining, but they were visually interesting to run through and go through. This time you're taking the role of, well, you're taking part of the psychopathic character, essentially, Lynch.
Right.
And then the AI or your buddy plays
Or your
Kane.
buddy, you can play online co-op or you can play split screen co-op.
And who's holding the camera? Is that Carl? Because they never say, hey, my buddy Carl got a flip cam and he's going to run behind us and film everything.
We should actually talk about this. There's this weird thing where it seems like some dude is following you around during these shootouts with a flip cam, but it's never actually explained or addressed.
Not at all.
And it doesn't make any sense that there'd be some guy behind you just videotaping.
Absorbing all the bullets that are whizzing by my character.
And instead of saying like loading, it says buffering, like you're watching this video.
Like it's a whole video, yeah.
I have to tell you, I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I like some of the video hits and the way they're blurring certain things. Like I thought it was cool, but I ended up shutting it off. Like I put on, there's an option to turn on Steadicam, and yet you still get like the blur and the halos from lights, but you avoid all the crazy shaky cam that happens whenever you move or run down anywhere.
They even put like a time code and stuff on it. I find it absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
It is a little bit irritating. It does add maybe a little bit of the challenge because.
Do you want to Kane and Lynch this discussion we're having right now?
Let's do it.
Let's Kane and Lynch it. So let's continue the discussion. Great. And so now we'll all move around. So third-person view, kind of weird. I have a pixelation on things randomly. Not a fan of it all.
You're just running.
And I shut it off. Well, that's what you could. Your character could sneeze, and the camera will wobble and shake everywhere.
That's true. And you do fall over when you get shot too much. You fall over, and then you got to try and like get back up and cover. Now the camera's down on the floor with you.
Okay, please stop. Let's shut it off, please. But
there's a point when you're like, I don't know if how good I feel right now.
You know, it made me a little nauseous, to be honest. And I shut it off. And a game that was trying to go for hyper-realism, when I empty an entire clip into an enemy, and then they get up again, and I can't even tell if I really hit them or not. It's very very wonky.
You're able to kind of get up, you know, if you're hit and you kind of find your way to cover. Your enemy has that ability as well, and that's why you have to just kind of make sure that they're really for real dead.
Right, which means unload a ton of ammo into them, then run around and then press X to pick up a whole bunch more. That was the single-player side of things. I'm told the saving grace.
Also super short.
Super short single player. All right. I think we've beat that one into the ground.
So you guys want to play it now, right?
Yeah, but let's talk about the multiplayer side of things, which we're seeing here. God, look at that camera. Yikes. I mean, I seriously, A for effort, guys. D- for execution, though. Like
I think they were trying to do something a little different, and what they should have done, they should have cut it. But they didn't, because I think that they had hyped it so much and everybody was expecting it that at the end they weren't able to make that sacrifice. Okay, multiplayer, they have some interesting game modes. For example, one where you and a bunch of your buddies are going down, you're trying to basically pull off a heist. You steal the money and then you all have to make it out alive.
Right,
but
get to these getaway cars that arrive every so often,
getaway cars. The thing is, if you, for example, don't want to split the loot, you don't necessarily have to wait for your friends. And so now it comes a little situation where you're trying to figure out who's the traitor, etc. So it adds a little bit to the
So the 12-year-old gets to shoot everybody in the group and get all the money. Got it. With that said, okay, multiplayer might be a saving grace. What did XPlay give it?
XPlay gave it a 3 out of 5. I would definitely say if you're interested in checking out this game's multiplayer, there's a few interesting modes. Just give it a rent.
Give it a rent.
Yeah.
We did it! Yeah!